Welcome, Kiss Army, to an exciting look at history from four longtime fans. The show diving into the band and its 50-plus year career of songs, albums, lineup changes, makeup, no makeup, makeup again, products galore, and the events surrounding it. And saying to ourselves, of course we like it, of course I like it, it's fun, and it's Kiss. But is it critical to history? Join us as we take on the first of the four solo albums from 1978. Some say the best. I'm looking at one person. Gene Simmons. This is Critical Kiss, 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 Kiss.
Critical Kiss, tearing up the screen. With the legends of rock, we're living the dream. Hard-hitting heads, banging never obscene. Critical Kiss, rock and roll supreme.
All right. Update on the channel real quick before we all introduce ourselves. We are up to 260 subscribers. That's up 28 from last month. Thank you to all that watched. I'm sure a lot of those were people who've been waiting at that point 9 episodes for Rick to join us, and
No,
he joined us. Oh, there were some comments about how you need to stick around. So.
Yeah, people were like, finally.
no.
Finally.
It was an album choice. No,
we just passed 14,000 views overall on the channel, so averages out about 1,000 an episode. I know there's a couple of shorts that did pretty well, but I don't count those. I just say, yeah, just tack it onto the episodes. And we're about to hit 2,600 hours of watch time. So the people that are watching it are sticking around for the most part, and that's awesome because I know when you're flipping through YouTube, sometimes you put on a video and you don't feel it that day. So even people I like, I'm just like, you know what, I'll watch this later. But yeah, so new merch is out. Brent's got the shirt on. Go to our TeePublic store. The link is in the description. That is the solo albums shirt featuring
this shirt for the next 4 months. I will be wearing this shirt.
I used that because of Rick. He wanted that image that AI generated for that thumbnail, so I decided let's use that. That's a good idea. Plus, I mean, you really don't want a picture of like real faces on it, so that makes it colorful and comic booky and just fun.
And we're already thinking about what we're going to do for Dynasty for a shirt.
Yeah.
Little teaser.
So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, like the video, comment down below. Trivia will be coming later, so make sure you answer that question and be entered into the drawing at the end of the year, and I will give away a t-shirt of your choice so you can get that solo album shirt. If you want to wait, do that. If not, buy it now. Of course, follow the show on Facebook, Instagram, Critical Kiss 1 on Instagram, just Critical Kiss on Facebook. It's pretty much just Instagram, just on Facebook. And I think that's it. Oh, wait, one more thing. Spotify. We just got like 300 listens on Spotify, which, I mean, I think most people prefer the video, and I know the video's there too, but it's easier to do it on YouTube. So that's either way, it's cool. We're up 25 followers on that this month, so I'll take it.
You're missing out not seeing these beautiful faces, though.
Yeah, I mean, but I get it. A lot of people listen to podcasts in the car, so.
I'm Brent Meredith. Brent, you can call me by my last name. I don't care, Meredith. But you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and right here, Critical Kiss. And I've got I've been taking a little bit of a hiatus this summer. Been making some videos with Carla. Carla has been in the middle of moving, so we've just been kind of taking a break. So I do have a video that me and her filmed probably, 2 months ago that is just kind of in the can for right now. and it will be, I'm waiting at this point in time since it's August. I'm just going to wait to release it in September. Hint, hint. We all know what happens in September. So that should give you a little bit of a clue about what the video is about. Solo albums. But anyway,
I mean, it pertains to this episode.
yeah, yeah. And we have an interesting take on solo albums. So I figure I'm just going to wait by then, even though we probably filmed it in early summer. We're just going to wait. I think my hair was probably longer, and Carla's hair was longer for sure because she's cut her hair. When we come back, she's going to have a shorter haircut. So yeah, so I appreciate everybody that's been watching and asking and making sure everything's okay. And I'm well, I'm fine. Just been super busy with work and with life and things in general. But I always make time for Critical Kiss. Always. It's that important. So anyway, that's me.
Very good. AJ, that's me. Underscore AJR Zetro 1975 on Instagram. All kinds of stuff in there. Kiss related, mostly horror, metal, music, whatever, beer, all kinds of good stuff. AJ's Happy Fun Time channel. Still really haven't done much with that in a while, but I'm ready to go. I got my studded bracelet and my red pop, and we're gonna talk Gene today, so it's gonna be a good time.
I am Rick. It's All For You Demon on YouTube and Instagram and TeePublic, where you can get a Large Marge Gene solo album shirt. And also you can order a shirt ranking the solo albums in order of importance. And it is right there. 1 through 4, the order of importance. This shirt is going to sell out, people. Like, this shirt is gangbusters.
Flying off the shelves.
It's a joke. I'm the only one who ranks the albums in that order. So I thought, why not make a shirt that only I will enjoy?
I saw you had that for sale the other day, and I'm like, I need to pay Rick's store a visit because I like that ranking too a lot. Sometimes I like to reverse that ranking, but sometimes I like that ranking just as it is. So yeah. Look at there, Tommy.
Nice.
Speaking of shirts that only I enjoyed, I was the only person that bought this shirt because it had my face on it.
Not even your wife?
No. She's like, that's fucking stupid. I'm not wearing a shirt with my face on it.
I see you every day.
Yeah, that's enough.
I need to ask my wife that. If I bought you a shirt that has my face on it, would you wear it? She'd probably be like, fuck no.
I would.
I need to ask her if she wants this shirt. She wants to wear this shirt.
Sorry, Rick, I cut you off.
No, I was done.
Okay. It's All For You Demon on YouTube and Instagram.
Yes.
That is TeePublic. Get Large Marge and Pee Wee merch because they're two, like I said last month, two of the best four-legged creatures that have ever walked planet Earth.
Rick, and I will say this. Shandy looks like she is a hoot.
Oh man, she is a house dog. She just fits right in. She owns this place now, and I have a new shirt with her on it. So
is she a little bit like my Goldie, and she's like an old lady trapped in that dog body?
Yeah, and
yeah,
she's 6, so I mean, she's old, but just here she just walked by.
Yeah,
just the cutest freaking thing ever.
Goldie will go sit in the doorway of mine and April's bedroom at like 7 o'clock. Like, are y'all coming to bed? It's bedtime, y'all. It's 7 o'clock. Yeah.
I can relate
too, so I'm ready to go to bed at 8 o'clock and watch Murder She Wrote.
That's right.
You watch Murder She Wrote, I watch Golden Girls. You know, it's like,
hey, I love it. Let's get a hotel together sometime.
Yeah, sure. Bedtime stories won't be an issue.
Every morning,
let's just not invite Baby Maker. Let's leave him out of the loop.
We got Murder
Not
She
that
Wrote.
there's anything wrong with that, but
No. And don't forget Columbo.
I do like me some Columbo as well.
Yeah.
If Kiss ever goes on tour again, we should all get one single bed hotel room, and we'll all sleep in there like the old people in Willy Wonka. With as much Golden Girls, Murder She Wrote, Columbo, and Phantom of the Park.
Phantom
There
Park,
we go.
yep. Yep.
Sounds like a plan.
In the morning, Price is Right and our cereal.
There you go. I'm a
Count
fan.
Chocula.
But it's got to be Price is Right reruns.
Right.
Yeah.
Bob Barker.
Yeah.
80s,
Oh, yeah.
or
Yeah.
70s.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm Tommy, Clairvoyant Audiophiles on YouTube. I haven't done a video pretty much all summer. I have been out of it. I made a post yesterday when I spun the Gene record on vinyl. I procrastinated all summer. I thought I had all these ideas of all these different videos I wanted to do. But the main thing is this show. This when we schedule it, unless there's an emergency or something, we don't postpone this show. It has to be like something came up at work or with one of my kids that I've had to use that as before. This show is a focal point and all of us getting together and talking about the hottest band in the world. But Clairvoyant Audiophiles on YouTube and Instagram, and yeah, that's it. Eventually I'll get back into but I'm just starting to kind of, now that my kids are back in school, get back into creating things and having the energy to create things.
It's the heat. The heat
It's
sucks the life
man.
out of
The
you.
heat.
I'm telling you.
I don't like to talk about weather on podcasts because I think it's boring, but oh my God, like if it could rain like for 20 minutes, I would be happy. It rained the first 6 months of the year, and then now it's been nothing for 2 months. And I'm just like,
Oh,
come on, just a little fucking sprinkle or something. Just knock this heat off.
Some people get the winter blues. I get the summer blues. I
Oh
wake up
man,
in the
summer.
winter, and if the house is like 60 degrees in the winter, I'm like,
Now we're
"Ah!"
cooking. Yeah. My wife complains about it, and I'm like, it feels great in here to me.
Yeah. Shut up. Put on a
I think
blanket.
something's wrong with the heat.
Nope.
Yeah,
Excuse
it's
me.
turned off.
I got enough guatemalans.
Tommy, it's Christmas morning. I don't care.
You know my natural heat.
Pretend we're at the North
The
Pole. Come
natural
on.
heat.
All right. Critical moments.
Critical moments.
Moments in history.
Not just this album, but the other three to accompany it is very critical. Some people consider this one of the first of many missteps that Kiss did. I am on the polar opposite side of that. I love the solo albums collectively. I love different aspects of them individually, and they created the most iconic images of the band that we've ever seen. They came with some of the coolest merch that we've ever seen. I mean, come on, 4 posters that you can interlock and put them together. You had to buy all four. It's like Pokemon. You had to catch them all. You had to buy them all. And they wanted you to do that. And I think that they all have their critical things to them and their critical missteps also as well. But I love the solo albums. The Kiss albums is what they called them back in the day. They're like the Kiss albums, get the Kiss albums. So I love but we called them the solo albums. But back in the '70s, we called them. I remember being a kid. Did you get the Kiss albums? Did you get them? And everybody was bringing them in their book bags, all bent, all the hell, bringing the posters in for show and tell. Rick, you would have loved it if you go back into a time machine. Go back to Miss Horton's fourth grade elementary show and tell. Kids pulling out their Kiss posters and pulling out. You would have loved it, Rick. You would have absolutely loved it. But yeah, it's I think that these albums are very critical to Kiss, even if they were possibly the beginning of the end. And I think they're very critical. Now, coming to Gene's, I think Gene's is critical in a lot of ways because all four albums are critical. You had to have all four. You couldn't have just Gene and Paul make solo albums, or just Ace make a solo album, or Peter make a solo album, because they're tired of Gene and Paul's controlling crap and want to kind of do their own thing for a little bit. You had to have all four of them. And so all four band members had to be made. Uh, Something that wasn't, I don't know if it's been done since, but at the time, I don't think all four band members ever released solo albums all on the same day. I've heard rumors that other bands have done it since, but um, Kiss was the first when it came to it. And, we'll get into individual album discussion as we go on each albums. But just to start this whole series off, I know we're just doing Gene today, but all these albums are critical in my way, and even the ones you hate and don't like and would throw in the trash bin or throw it across the room the first time you listen to it or whatever, they're still all just as critical collectively as a foursome uh, to me. And so that's all I want to talk about for now. I'll let you guys talk about whatever.
Me, I don't really, I don't, critical to me personally because, it came out the day before my third birthday. Um, and the next to Alive 2, the next two albums I got as a kid were the Paul and Peter solo albums. So, it was a very cool moment for me because it's very early on in my life, and I didn't really listen to G one till later on. But yeah, you're onto something there because we're trying to figure out, like, as far as tracks go, criticalness is kind of but as all four, yeah. And now I see it now. I got it now. So very good point, Brent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would agree with that. And especially me becoming a fan in the 80s. I was introduced to Kiss via the Gene solo album. But like you said, as all four, we didn't have the internet, so you didn't know what they sounded like. And so when you were buying CDs, and so you want all four of these CDs, no matter what they sound like, you don't know what they sound like. They're all $9.99 super savers. So
Yeah.
you just buy one at a time and you take it home and you're like, I don't really like this, or I absolutely love this. And just that mystery of what they're gonna sound like was such a cool thing. And that's why I think it's so critical to the catalog. It's like you want every record, but you really want all four of these.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah, this record just overall, I mean, it charted the highest 22 on the Billboard charts, even though Ace had the big single with New York Groove. But this album, I came in later than everybody else. Everybody knows that watches the show. But when I got the remasters, I got Ace's first because I knew New York Groove already. I got Paul's second because he's my favorite. I got Peter's third because I like his voice. And I got Gene's last. And I was telling AJ and Rick before Brand even jumped on, I've listened to this album less out of all four, the less amount. And after listening to it, being with it the last month, it's not as bad as I always think it is. Like there's just a lot going on. It's not so much that the songs are bad. And if they were on Kiss albums, some of these songs could be critical to history in the catalog. But just as the solo album in Gene Simmons, he's got such a vast liking of music. He likes a lot of different things. So coming all together, it's not as cohesive as maybe Ace's and Paul's, but we'll get into that when we get to those albums. But yeah, I mean, the four together, I mean, those are the, like you said, Brant, it's the one of the most iconic images of either each individual or the four put together, like Rick has behind him or beside him, I guess.
Like Voltron.
He's kind of in the cul-de-sac corner of the wall.
Well, I mean,
there.
just seeing images like this.
Yeah.
I mean, the four of them together is I mean, the artwork themselves and them all just being so collaborated. It was a very collaborated, concerted effort of unity. They all, they all have the same, like, if it would have been, they all did four solo albums and they all had four different covers and they were themed differently, it wouldn't have the same impact. It wouldn't have been as enduring to our hearts and become as much a part of our fiber and our being and our Kiss culture. It's that unity and that conformity of all of them being the same, having the same cover, having the same styling on the back, having the same dust cover, having the same styling of merch form, having the poster that you put together with the other posters to make one big poster. It's the fact that, Howard Marks and marketing, the way they did this and the cover art, which is masterpieces,
Yeah.
it's like probably the most, to me, it's the most, if you pointed back, if you asked me, okay, look at a point in time in history and point to the moment, that time frame that is the most iconic of the band, I would take my finger and I would stick it right in between the solo albums and Phantom. And I'd say this right here, the
And the
solo albums and Phantom is the most iconic time in history.
and the colors. I mean, without
Yeah.
those colors became bigger than the characters almost.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, when you close your eyes and you think of Kiss, like the solo album images is one of, if not the first image you think of. Maybe the gatefold to Alive 2, maybe the Empire State Building picture, but the solo albums is right up there with it.
Hmm. And I think it's very interesting that even though the next time you would see them perform and on the Dynasty tour and see these and hear songs off these albums, they would not have on what is perceived to be the Love Gun costumes. Because if you look at the paintings, Peter's got his, what do you call them, boleros or whatever.
Layers. Yeah.
Yeah, and Gene's got his chain. Paul's got his choker on his neck. Ace has, well, actually, what Ace has on looks more like what he would have had on for Destroyer. The silver with the black.
Hmm.
That doesn't look like the, and especially with his choker, that to me doesn't really look like what he would have had on during the Love Gun Alive 2 um, tours. But the next time that you saw these guys, there was a period of time. I remember there was a period of time between Double Platinum, the solo albums, and before Dynasty came out. Dynasty was very anticipated. It was the return of Kiss. I mean, right now we hear that and we're like, oh, it was the return of Kiss. No, it really truly was the return of Kiss because there was all the big rumors was flying around that Kiss was going to break up. They just put out four solo albums, and some of the solo albums did really good, like Ace's did really good, and Paul's did really good. Gene and Peter's not so much, and it's like, is the band going to break up? And then there was this period of silence. Remember, you didn't have internet, didn't have, the only thing you got was magazine or television, and you couldn't just get those on demand. You had to wait for something to be delivered to you. It wasn't like the on demand. Let's go Google it and let's go Copilot and let's go search and dig it up or whatever. You couldn't do that. And there was a point in time where we as kids was wondering if Kiss was even coming back because it just kind of almost went silent. And then the next thing you know, you hear these rumblings, the return of Kiss, and it's like, oh, they're not. You started seeing promotional stuff, and they're in black and all black, and it's like, oh, they're going to have new costumes, and people did. So it was like this build up to the return. And then when the first print stuff started coming out with the new costumes on those glorious exaggerated costumes with the capes and
Beautiful.
Peter with the lion heads up on his shoulders and stuff and it was Paul with his purple thing, his purple jumpsuit with everything just kind of looks like purple teardrops hanging down everywhere off of him. they really then became really like true, larger than life, almost like comic book representations of themselves. It was like, not in a bad way, but they were almost imitating themselves at that point. And it's just such a time. And these albums was kind of like what started that. Double platinum, I
Well,
don't really consider double platinum the start of it. I consider the solo albums the start of it.
and if you think about it, like the Dynasty tour, they rose off above those speakers to those colors, you know.
Yep.
Mhm.
So like if the solo albums didn't exist, kids wouldn't have anticipated those colors. You know, before they even came out of the stage, you saw those colors and the smoke. And so you knew who was coming up. It would be Gene, you know, Ace, Paul, and Peter. And like that's just that's incredible if you think about the marketing and just the spin of that design.
These colors have been, and check this out, not belaboring this or not, but I mean, this is the segment we're talking about how critical this is. These colors have been infused to each one of these band members so much to the point that I've actually seen on social media where somebody took and they changed the colors behind, like they would have changed Gene's halo of hair to green and changed like Peter's to red and Ace's to like purple and Paul's to like blue. And it gives you the heebie-jeebies seeing it because you know it ain't right. So you can change this if you take. Yeah, you know I remember I saw it, and it's just like one of those pictures you look at, and you're like, ooh, ooh, no, no, that's no, just no, because that's how infused these colors are to us with each one of these, with each one of the members. Like I said, whether you stand on the side as they shouldn't have never done it, they should have put out an album instead, they should have forced through it and did one more album together, or because we've even theorized, we've done it on our show and everybody else has done it. It's like, what if Kiss didn't make a 1978 solo? When they didn't do the solo albums and they made a 1978 album? Let's pick tracks off the albums and come up with an album. And everybody's done it and everything, and that's a really cool thing to think about. It's always fun to think about, how.
I think we do that when we do. Whose are we doing last? Paul or Peter? I can't
Yeah,
remember now. Paul.
Paul's last.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think in that episode maybe we each put a like a 10 track best
I'm
of.
game for it because I always love, and I could tell you, I could do it, and it would be different every time if I didn't look back at a previous list because it would just be basically what I'm jiving on at that particular time. Because I think I've said this in the past, but I listen to the solo albums, every one of them, on an average of about 3 to 4 times a month. Well, how's it smell, Rick?
Like the Revenge tour book.
Now, dang it, Rick. Hold on. You broke my train of thought. Hold on.
We're already sniffing.
Smells like an old bookstore. This is actually in really good shape though. Whoever had this before loved it and took very good care of it. But
Oh wow, yeah, mine too.
I listen to the
Thrifty.
solo albums. I usually average listening to the solo albums about once a week. And when I listen to them,
Woo!
like Musty Playboy,
Yeah, that one's right.
when I listen to them in their entirety. I don't start if I can't listen to all four of them. If I don't have enough time to listen to all four, and that's my OCD. I know it is, but I want to be able to listen to all four of them. And I do Gene, Peter, Ace, Paul. That's the order I listen to them in. That's not the release order. The release order is Gene, Ace, Peter, Paul.
Gene and Peter are night. No, Gene and Paul are night records for me.
Night records.
Peter
Yeah.
and Ace can be in the day.
Yeah.
And Peter has to be when it's raining.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Makes
agree.
sense.
I agree. They do have feelings towards them. And to me, Gene and Peter's albums feel more like fall. This is just me. They feel more like fall records. and Ace's and Paul's albums feel more like summer records, like Ace during the day summer, Paul during the night summer.
I did realize last year that Paul and Ace can be winter records too.
Yeah, yeah. But they, so I listen to them quite a lot.
It seems to me that the solo albums come up a lot, like when I just have my Apple Music on at work or something, and it's just on shuffle. I feel like I get more solo album songs than I get actual Kiss songs, which is
Mm.
weird to me.
Critical track by track. And then you know, and I mean, when you joked around, it's like going to be a bunch of just no, but
Nope. Nope.
I'm looking at these a little differently. But we'll get into that. So track one, Radioactive. I think track one, Radioactive. I think it's critical to this album. I think it's critical to. I think it's critical to this album. I think it's critical to history, because this is the Radioactive seems to be pretty much the 95%. You put Kiss fans in the room, 95% of them are going to say that Radioactive is the best track on the album.
Hmm.
That little Strutter boy,
There he is.
well, he getting big. Oh, Strutter boy. So I think since Radioactive is the best known song off this album, I think that it's critical to the album, and I think it's critical to history.
Makes sense.
As far
I
as the
agree.
song itself, I love the song. I love the way it starts. And
I'm a little over the intro. I got to be honest with you. I'm a little over that intro at this point.
yeah.
I couldn't skip past it nowadays. But it
And
is cool.
what's funny is how short the actual song Radioactive is. And there's not a whole lot of meat there because by the time you get towards the end of the song, he's just repeating, she's
Right.
radioactive, she's my little baby, she's such a lady.
Radioactive.
Yeah, and they're doing it. They do the
Anything
chorus
for
like
my baby.
they do the chorus like four times at the end. So the actual meat of the song is very short. But I think it's one of the better songs on the album. So and it's a heck of a way. It's probably one of the most iconic starts to a Kiss album. It might be in the
Sure.
top 5 starts
Yeah.
to a Kiss album. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I think it's critical.
I think so. I think so too. I heard I think it was it King Crimson the other day, and it had a very similar intro to that, like the scary music, the people talking. I'm like, I think this came up. I think that came out before Gene solo too. I'm like,
Hmm.
you guys know about a song a song that was I think I don't know. I was just listening to the radio. I'm like, and my wife is like, so what the hell's going on with this song? It's a popular song, but they never play the intro, and it was very reminiscent of Radioactive. I'm like, oh man, I hope Gene
Huh.
didn't
I
like
can,
get
I can tell you
an
what I'm doing.
idea.
I can tell you what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah.
Now we got to figure
I'll
this
have to
out.
double.
What
Googling.
what
Yeah,
song is it? Do you know?
I don't know. She knew it. She knew it. She's like, it's a popular song. I'm like, I think I heard it before, but I never heard it with the intro. So, and I think it was King Crimson. So,
Do you think it was
uh,
before Gene? Before his
I don't.
album?
I think so. It sounded older. It sounded like 70s ish. So
Hmm.
Huh.
I'll have
We
to
will
see.
have
If
to.
I find it, I'll dig it up for you and I'll send it to you. But I'm like, what is this? It's like a whole intro, big long intro, scary music, and some guy talking. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, definitely. You're definitely going to have to let us know because I definitely want to check that out.
Yeah, I'll find it. I'll dig. So yeah, I got two criticals for you on that one. So
Uh, for me, I love this record. Absolutely my all-time favorite solo record, and pretty much a very high Kiss record for me. It's always in my top 5.
wow,
I love this record so much. It's very, very dear to my heart. But when I reviewed for this episode, I did take a step back, and there are a lot of stinkers on this record.
I think I found
will
it.
admit. But Radioactive, to me, I don't know about Kiss, but it is very critical to this record. It is very critical to Gene Simmons. It is very critical to the Demon. This
Yeah.
intro and that jacket cover are nightmare fuel for a kid. You know, sitting on your living room floor in 1978, I'm just imagining how scary that would have been for a kid. You know, Gene Simmons is a monster, and you're hearing this backwards message, satanic sounding intro. And does anyone know what they're saying? Are they saying sanctum?
Sanctum. They're speaking in it's Latin, and sanctum means sanctuary.
Huh.
But and apparently all that stuff is not actually Gene. It's apparently Sean Delaney. Like
Well,
none of that.
go ahead.
That's what I've heard. That none of that laughing and stuff that you're actually hearing in that beginning intro. That Gene didn't really have anything to do with that. That was all a Sean Delaney type thing.
Huh. Because it's so weird. And we talk about, like, when you're younger, you just think things differently. I always thought, because he does When You Wish Upon a Star, I always thought it was like Disney, like something like Disney would have done, because it reminds me of those Walt Disney Haunted House records.
Mm-hmm.
But back to my point, very critical for this record, very critical for Gene. Even his solo shows open with that laugh. And I mean, you talk about getting goosebumps. Sitting in a dark arena and you hear that come on right before you see Gene Simmons live. It's the most beautiful thing ever. The song is kick-ass, has a wonderful hook in it. He does repeat Radioactive a little too much, but you got Bob Seger. You got Bob Seger on background vocals. Can't go wrong.
There you go.
Yeah, he had everybody and his brother performing on this thing. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah.
I believe I found this song from King Crimson. It's from their most popular album. It's the first song, 21st Century Schizoid Man.
Is that it?
I
What
think
year is that
so.
from?
Here, let me play it real quick. It's from In the Court of King Crimson, which is from 1969.
Oh.
It's that iconic King Crimson album
Yeah.
cover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Radioactive.
Listen to it. No, I'm telling you.
I think it is critical to the album, of course. Great intro. Love the spookiness to start it off. Bob Seger, you mentioned, Rick. Also, Joe Perry does the guitars on it.
Ooh.
Excellent job, of course. Love Joe Perry, love Aerosmith. I think not only because it was a single, it was played on the Dynasty tour, but just it's Gene's pop sensibility at its finest, in my opinion. I think if it were on a Kiss album, it would be more loved than it is. But as far as like a track off of a solo album, this is probably, like you said, it's definitely the most well known from the Gene solo album. Even though in a couple of tracks we're gonna get one that we all probably liked on Unplugged. Had to say it. Which just celebrated its 30th anniversary.
Wow.
Speaking of, we should mention the backwards messaging at the beginning, just real quick. Everyone knows the little story behind the markings on the record, where it says "or something Simla."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's freaking awesome. When I first heard that, I was like, holy crap. Like under your nose for years, and like,
yeah,
there it is.
What's it say?
Or something Seelar.
I guess there was a secretary or something that had a very like thick Hungarian accent, and when she would say or something similar, she would say something Simla. And so they wrote it on
or something Simla, SEEMLAIH.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Or something Simla.
And if you think about it, that's pretty critical to Gene's solo album, because Kiss has never done anything like that.
Yeah,
No,
that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
like a hidden message in the dead wax. Yeah, no.
Oh God, that's where Knights in Satan's Service came from.
So Rick, you're talking about the introduction. I looked something up real quick. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Kiss FAQ, our buddy Julian. The introduction to Radioactive was written by composer arranger Rod Frangipane, who also worked with Lynn Christopher album back in 1972. According to Gene, the introduction was based on some things that he's heard on the album, mainly Radioactive, and the piece that kind of has themes from Jaws to Exorcist 2. It's basically lots of strings, lots of brass, and Janice Ian singing in Latin and then reversed. The Latin says, I see no evil, I hear no evil, it's not around me at all. But underneath her is Sean Delaney doing a kind of a deep voice growl, and with the word sanctum repeated over, which means sanctuary. According to Gene, Joe Perry from Aerosmith plays guitar on the chorus, and Steve Lacy plays the solo. So yeah, so that's basically that's kind of a little bit of introduction on the beginning, that intro there. I just love it. It's like I've told y'all the story about my friend Scott, who's kind of like I am his Dan, and
Mm.
he's like my Rick. When this come out, he lived next door to me, and I used to take my eight. I had a portable 8-track player, and I used to take it and put it outside his window and play this, and it used to scare him to death. He used to think that Gene Simmons was getting ready to come through his window and get him.
Bow, bow,
That's awesome.
little, little, little,
I love
bow,
that.
bow.
All
Track
right,
two.
track number 2, Burning Up with Fever. Burning Up with Fever, a lot of people they don't really care for Burning Up with Fever. I actually like it. So I would say that it's critical to the album, but critical to history, not really. It's probably one that most people don't know. But I like it. I like the funkiness. Uh, I like it. Gene's album's kind of all over the place. This
Yeah.
isn't one of my favorite songs. He's got some songs that. What's funny about me and my relationship with Gene's solo album is I have a tendency to really gravitate towards the songs that most people absolutely cannot stand on Gene's album. We'll talk about those in a little bit, but to me, it's critical to the album because it's not the best song, but one of the better songs to me. But yeah, but not definitely not critical to the catalog or to history.
Right. I'm with you on that. Album, yes. Other two, no. Uh, Here comes them damn gospel singers that Gene likes to use, as I call them.
They all used them though on their solo
I
albums. They
know, I know.
Even Ace used them.
Yeah, it was a thing, but it just seems like a little much on Gene's. It's like,
Jeans was Katie Seagal, right?
right? Yeah, she was one of them. Yeah.
Katie Seagal, Donna Summer. He had a bunch of people on his album.
I mean, you got Gene. It's like you got the gospel chicks. You got repeating the same lines, but it's not a bad song. I knock the album a lot, but I think it's just because like I said, I didn't hear it until later on in life. So you see like the most demonic, iconic uh, Gene picture. I think of this when I think of Gene, or I think of Alive too, and you kind of get like, you know, not death metal, I guess. But it's still good. It's like once you get older and you know about the whole like his whole Beatles thing and all that other stuff. It makes more sense now. But yeah, I'd give it a for the album, yes, and no the rest.
Yes.
I want a Gene solo shirt now, and on the back I want it to say, "You got the gospel singers and the repeated lines." Now, again, I love this record. I love every track on this record, but I would say this song is not critical to Gene or critical to Kiss. But I will say, and I'll probably repeat this a lot, total Phantom of the Park vibes on this song.
Yeah.
And I can picture this song being on Love Gun. I don't know why. Kind of has a
Yeah.
very Love Gun feel to it. It would fit in Love Gun perfectly. But like you said, coming off of a cool intro and a cool opening track, it's just kind of
Yeah. Yeah. That second song slump hits early. Yeah.
Which is probably why it's my favorite song on the album because it should have been on Love Gun.
Yeah.
Uh, it's funky, it's poppy.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. It's total Phantom of the Park. It's everything. I love this song, even with the gospel singers in the background. It,
Yeah.
it's almost Human Part Two to me.
very
Oh wow.
Yeah.
perfect.
There you go. Yep. Yeah. And that is Donna Summer. When it comes in there, Jean said she blew the roof off the place.
Wouldn't you love to see footage of this album being
Oh
recorded?
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah.
Imagine.
Because he had a you know, where you had like people like Paul and Ace who had no more than maybe two or three people in the studio with them at a time when they were making their albums, and then you got Peter who had a little bit bigger cast on his album, but Gene, it's like he had like a gymnasium full of people on his record. And he didn't even halfway play bass on his record. He opted to mostly play guitar and acoustic guitar. He had other people play bass for him, you know, but I mean that's his prerogative, but, you know, but yeah. Um so track number 3, See You Tonight. See You Tonight is one of those tracks that I love. I love See You Tonight. I loved it before Unplugged. But I think it's a critical enough song because it made it to Unplugged. So I'm going to say it's critical to this album. And I think Unplugged gave Kiss fans a whole new appreciation for the song and maybe made them look at Gene's album, be like, take a second look at Gene's album again and be like, nope, still bad. But no, I liked I liked See You Tonight before it was ever bigger after being made with gaining more notoriety from Unplugged. I love that side of Gene. I love the soft underbelly side of Gene. And there is a lot on this album, and I love when Gene kind of peels the armor back and lets you see the little chubby little soft underbelly.
He's
You just want
vulnerable.
to tickle it. Just be you're a good demon. You're a good demon, aren't you? You're a good demon.
It shows a
Right.
more vulnerable side to the demon.
Spits
Tickle
up
him
blood when he coos.
tickle him so much till he passes gas. You're a good demon.
I got my own belly from that. So
So yeah, See You Tonight. I think it's critical just due to the fact that it made it all the way to made it on the Unplugged. I mean,
yeah,
that's a pretty good barometer, you know. So yeah,
Paul letting him play one of his solo songs. Hell yeah,
right.
yeah. No, that makes sense to me too. I'm just going to agree with Brant tonight. The hell with it. Sometimes I just get so tongue tied, but yeah, it's a good song. I like it too. And album, I don't know about the album, but for history, sure, I'll go critical for history. Like you said, it made it to Unplugged, so that's kind of cool. You would never think you'd see anything or hear anything else besides Radioactive from his solo album. So
Yeah,
that's what I would think.
I would say critical for Kiss, critical for the record too, because it is the softer side of Gene. You know, the cover is demonic, the intro was demonic, and now you get the soft side. And I remember around like Alive 3, my friend Danny and I were just in love with the solo albums, especially Gene's. And then Danny went to the LA convention, or no, the St. Louis convention in '95. And the first thing he told me when he got back, he was like, Gene played See You Tonight from his solo record. And I was like, holy crap, they're playing solo album songs. And then
Oh wow,
when it's on Unplugged, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
was
great.
just goosebumps galore. You never thought, and I mean, it had to be 10 times more important for you, Brant. Like you grew up with this record, but like even me, like just getting into it in the 80s, to you never thought they'd play these songs live, and just it's so cool on Unplugged. It's just makes you even love it even more. Very critical.
I hope when we do get to Unplugged eventually, we're like, I liked it better on the studio album
Yeah.
because we're always blowing Unplugged. Yeah, Unplugged was the first time I ever heard this song because this was before the or that was before the remasters, and I was already on my way to really getting into Kiss when Unplugged happened. Um, this is also one of the songs that Beatlemania was part of. He wanted to get at least one of the Beatles on it, and it's so Beatlesque.
Mhm.
Well, I know it's around, and it's just got that.
Yeah, right.
It's got that early Beatles vibe to it.
Definitely.
And you see that bits and pieces of his Beatle inspiration throughout this record. And I think, the, I've shit on this album too over the years, and I think appreciating music more as I get older. Not that didn't like the Beatles ever, because I've always liked them, but I was always more of a Stones person. Um, I see the appreciation and the kind of like the love letter that he's writing throughout this record, and it like I said in the intro or in the critical moments segment, it's not really cohesive, but in a way, I kind of like have to step on my own words and say it kind of is because it's got a vibe and a blend to it. He shows you that softer side, and it's this song always is like it's like the later version of Going Blind to me, which
Mhm.
I think we all love Going Blind. And that was
Yes.
great on Unplugged too. So it makes sense that this would be on there. And like it was said, having because Paul was pretty much steering the ship at Come Unplugged still. So to have, Paul say, okay, yeah, let's do that song. And he sang it with him and it sounded great. I mean, as good, if not better than the album. So I'll say critical to the album for sure, and Kissery, like you said originally, Brant, yeah, it made it all the way to Unplugged. So, and that's pretty historical.
Yeah. So next track, Tunnel of Love. Tunnel of Love is one of those that I actually like it. It's actually an older song. Gene had originally written it and demoed parts of it with the Van Halen brothers, 1977. So it very well could have been on Love Gun. Um, so it was a song that had been around since then. See You Tonight, as a matter of fact, going back to See You Tonight. See You Tonight had been around for a while. It was one of his. It's just a song in different form that had been around for a while for Gene. But Tunnel of Love had been around about a year or so leading up to um, the album, and uh, I it's one of those songs that I don't know how critical to the album it is for me. I don't know how critical it is for the album, and I don't know how critical it is for History. So it's almost this is kind of one I almost want to say kind of a no to. But it's not that I don't like the song. It's just if like Rick said, if I take a step back and I really look at it, it's just another facet to the album. It's kind of almost like a Burning Up with Fever style type song. And I can get that it would probably, it would have been written early enough to went on Love Gun or been demoed for Love Gun and just not make it. So, but to me, I'm just going to have to go with probably no on it for me as far as criticalness.
I'd I'd probably go no across the board too. It's not a bad song. It's just kind of a neutral song to me. It, I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just kind of there, and doesn't really do anything for me as far as criticalness. So I go no across the board, but not a bad song.
I would agree. I know no also, even though I do love the song, and I love the play on words. You gotta love that. I want to visit
Yeah,
your tunnel of love. I mean, come on.
yeah,
That's just that is just ninth grade humor
yeah,
and its finest.
yeah.
That's critical kiss humor.
Yes. But yeah, it's a no-no. And I'm kinda like I'm sorry, I always call you AA Ron because that's just my nickname for you.
Hey, Ron.
I
All
want
That's
right.
to say
fucked
I
up,
want to say
AA Ron.
AJ. I want to say AJ, but my wife never knew who AJ was, so I'd always be like Aaron, and so somehow she called you AA Ron one day, and then it
Hey, done
so.
messed up now. Hey, Ron.
I'm gonna start charging Key and Peele, man.
But yeah, I agree with you, AA Ron.
Yeah, me too. There's not a Kiss song or Kiss adjacent song that I just hate, really. Well, maybe, but you find the beauty in all of them because of what the band overall means to you. But yeah, this song's just kind of there. I mean, it's cool that it
Yeah,
was demoed, but eh, if it wasn't good enough for that, why would you put it on your solo album?
yeah.
Unlike
Well, I mean,
another song later on that was on an album and you re-recorded it to be on your solo album.
well,
That's
you
kind of
you
strange.
you know you hear what a lot of people say about Gene's solo album when they're taking a stab at it, and it is kind of true in a way that every song on Gene's solo album, um, with the exception of the re-recording of "See You in Your Dreams," every song on, and maybe not "When You Wish Upon a Star," maybe it doesn't, but all the other ones that we're listening to, from Radioactive all the way down to Mr. Make Believe, that these are all basically demos that were beefed up. They
Yeah,
were beefed up with all the extra. That's why Gene is the primary rhythm guitarist and acoustic guitarist person on them, because he would have done that in the capacity of doing the demo.
right. And there's
Um,
a few songs where he's got like count offs and like a false start and stuff
mhm,
like that. So it's yeah, you're right. It's demos but beefed up.
mhm. Um, so let's see. So that takes us to True Confessions. I like True Confessions, honestly. It gets a little long in the tooth and it gets a little repetitive towards the end. Them just singing True Confessions, sweet, sweet. And listen to this. I read this. And once again, this is on Kiss FAQ. I just think this is funny, the tongue in cheek. Helen Reddy sang background vocals. According to Gene, Helen Reddy was incredibly straight. She was like, I am woman glorified. She had a song called I Am Woman, and that was her big hit. I think she was offended by all this male cock rock type of music, but she was willing to do it. Her and I played ping pong in the studio while we were recording. Ping pong?
Is that what he calls
Ping pong.
it?
I like True Confessions. It's like it's an upbeat kind of party song. Um, it's nowhere near one of the better songs on the album. It's a good side A closer. It's like, okay, let's see what we can come back with on side B. It's a good side A closer. Critical to the album, yeah. I mean, we can't cut too many songs off of it. Critical to the catalog, no.
I'll cut this one right out. I don't like this song one really at all. You
I
got
knew
the
that
loud
was
ass
coming.
gospel. You got the loud ass gospel singers right there, right in front. And you
Sweet,
want to
sweet.
cheese up a song? Yeah, you want to cheese up a song for me? Throw piano in there. I can't. I don't like piano in songs. You better be Billy Joel or Elton John. Leave the piano out. Leave the piano out. Leave the saxophone out, or you're already on my shit list. And it's the same piano from Christine 16. Tick, 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 tick,
Are
tick,
you
tick,
a,
tick, tick, tick,
so
tick.
are
Like,
you a Christine 16 fan?
not really. Eh, eh. Not because of the piano.
What about Nothing to
But it's
Lose
like the
off?
same.
I'm gonna paint you in a corner. What about Nothing to Lose off the first album?
Now that I'll take. That I'll take. But it's just like the same thing. Like you did that already, Gene. Like so. Yeah, I'd give it no across the board for me, and I'd actually, I kind of like to bury it a little bit.
I
Rick.
you have an added line to the back of your shirt. You've got the gospel singers, the repeated lines, and the damn piano. The
You better be Billy fucking Joel if you. And when you said that real quick, Rick, before you go, when you said that, I thought you were about to shit on Billy Joel, and I was about to shut this whole operation down.
You're
That that's
fired. You're fired,
that's
AJ.
sacrilege in my house.
You done messed up,
No.
Aaron.
Don't bring your politics in here or your Billy Joel slam.
We only play 80s Joel, sir.
That's right.
Yeah,
Messed up now, Aaron.
it's a no for me too. But I swear to God, it's an earworm that
Mhm. Oh, confessions, sweet, sweet.
just sticks in your freaking mind, and and it's almost like it takes control of your hand. You can't advance the CD. You're just like, I don't like this.
Because you're singing it. That's all you can think of. True confessions.
Sweet,
Yeah.
sweet.
Meanwhile, they're like Halloween 3. Turn it off. Turn it off.
For the love of God. Yeah.
Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, it's a not critical song for me, but it is what it is.
I just realized the way I sang it. It almost sounded like fame. I'm gonna live forever. I like the song, and I almost interrupted Brant. I'm the interrupter tonight, I guess. Is this the song that he flew Jerry Lee Lewis in for the piano parts, and Jerry Lee got to the studio too late? Is this that song? Because I've read that over the years that he was gonna have Jerry Lee Lewis play on this record. So I
I
wonder
don't
if
see it in
this
the
is
notes that I'm
one
looking
of the
at, but that don't
songs.
mean I don't see it in the notes I'm looking at, but that don't mean that wasn't it. Hey, somebody will tell us in the comments. You know how
Yeah,
they are.
somebody tell us in the comments because I'm almost positive that's how the story went. He Jerry Lee, you know, agreed to be on it and then didn't show up to the studio on time. But I mean, it's not critical to anything, the album or history at all, or the definitely not the catalog. But it like you said, Rick, it is definitely an earworm, and I would never change it. Even like you, I've thought about skipping it and like, you know what, just let it ride. Because you're especially if you're listening on vinyl, because you're about to turn sides anyways. So yeah, I don't know. But now I'm like, all I can think about is Jerry Lee Lewis playing that though. So I
All
hope
right.
I'm right.
Speaking of flipping sides, side two, living in sin. I love living in sin. Um, I think I love when he breaks in. Whenever one of the best moments is, he sings the first part. Oh, you know, I know you write me sexy letters. But when he breaks into that, you find the hotel where I'm staying. That's just so Gene. It's
Yeah.
the tone in his voice and the way he's singing it. That's just Gene. It's not Demon Gene. It's Gene Simmons Gene. Um, but I love Living in Sin. I've loved it ever since I was a kid. I like the whole "Hello, babe," that big Vopper imitation that he does. And Cher, her little thing is silly and everything, but
Ah,
um,
we
he
don't
had.
slam share either.
Oh, okay.
Now, do we know what she actually says? Has anyone?
Yes, yes, I know what she says. That's in the notes that I have. She says, "Hello, is this Gene Simmons? Oh, can I? Oh my God. Oh, is it? What rumors do I got? Is it true what they say about that you got to show your friends personally? I have been really rude. I mean, we were first, but they kept trying. Gene, oh my God, Gene, oh." That's the transcript of what she's
What,
saying.
what do you think she's referring to with the "Do you show your friends personally"?
His tongue.
That's what I always
Yeah.
thought too.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought so too. That it's the illusion. It's the allude to talking about the other thing, but I actually think that's what they're talking about.
It's
Now,
again
if
genius freaking marketing. Like, you know, perfect.
Yeah.
if I can just get AI to take out Gene and just put Tommy in there, Cher is my get out of jail free card to this day. So
Really?
Well,
yeah,
she's a vampire. She's a vampire. She's not aging.
I
You look at
love
that
her.
woman. She looks like she did in the 70s.
Fantastic live too.
That's a good
Huh.
shirt.
I mean, she sings in a range that it's not going to trash her voice. She's kind of
No.
like a low baritone
Hmm.
anyway, so she doesn't try to over sing either. So that's what gets a lot of singers in the long run is them. That's what got Paul, honestly, because Paul
Yeah.
kept reaching for the rafters and reaching for the rafters. And as you get older, that range starts to drop. And if you keep trying to reach for it, you're eventually going to stretch something. You're going to hurt something, break something, pop something.
Yeah.
We all old men, we know. So I mean, shoot, I throw my back out just rolling over in bed these days.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I think
I'm
I'll leave
coming for
Cher
you,
back there
Tommy.
for the rest of the episode. It makes sense.
There you go.
I like Living in Sin though. I think it's a fun song. Critical to the album, yes. Critical to History, I would say leaning towards yes because it is another one of the very well known songs and one of the songs that people like from Gene's album. So Living in Sin at the Holiday Inn, I'd say it's a yes and yes for me.
Hmm. It's a good song. I like it too. Um, Album, sure. History, sure, because the history with him and Cher, it's kind of a little moment in time and Gene's little love life timeline there. So what was going on. So yeah, I give it two yeses too.
I am also a fan of the song. I love the wordplay again, and like you said, Brant, like the "Living in Sin" at Holiday Inn. After you hear the song, every time you see a Holiday Inn, you always kind of
Yeah.
you're just like,
Oh yeah.
the Gene solo album.
Yep.
But
Hmm.
as we got on the share talk, when I was a kid, teenager, these comic books were like huge to me. These
Hmm.
prehistory ones, and there's a panel in here about Lassie being on the solo record, and they had to have Lassie be uncredited because the production company at Lassie didn't want. Is Lassie on Living in Sin?
Oh my God.
Because right before the trash can, you hear something, and it sounds like a dog bark.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've always thought that was Lassie. So
Man,
Well,
we have went down a Kiss rabbit hole
Mhm.
for sure. Just with this solo album.
I always thought that it was rumored that Lassie is on the album somewhere, or it's either in Living in Sin or When You Wish Upon a Star, somewhere in the mix. And I've also heard that he's credited but not actually on the album. I've
Huh.
heard both. I've heard both things. I
Huh.
like to think like what Rick
Does it
says. It
say
almost
Lassie?
sounds like there's a bark
Yeah.
just before the trash can. It sounds like Gene falling over the trash can with all the
I'm
bottles.
gonna find that part and I'm gonna insert it into the episode.
And it could have
They
been
won't-
the trash
They
can
won't flag us for
that
that.
Xander just sold.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Lassie pissed in it.
Yep.
Gene fell over it and scratched it all up, dented it. It's
Yeah,
like football shaped now, no longer circle shaped.
I like it too. And like you said, you drive past a Holiday Inn. I think of this and I think of you guys aren't Kiss. No, but we did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Um
Yep.
yeah, I would give it two yeses for sure. I mean, I don't think anything is critical to the catalog, but to the album and history, yeah, definitely to have Cher with them dating and that being so well known throughout history, to have her making an appearance on a Kiss adjacent album is pretty big.
Hmm.
Because I mean, like Cher's music or not, especially in the '70s, I mean, she was pretty
Yes.
big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's like a
She,
superstar. That's like having a suit. That'd be like having Taylor Swift on your album.
yeah, I think she was bigger than Gene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. Like I said, it'd be like having Taylor Swift on your album on a phone gushing over you. So imagine that. Now Gene does just he has Cher who can sing, but instead of putting her on his album singing like he had Barbara Streisand, not Barbara Streisand, Donna Summer and Helen Reddy and Katie Seagal, although she wasn't really
Oh my
known.
God! Now
Well,
we're gonna start that debate. Was Barbara
but
Streisand on the Gene Solo
yeah,
album?
yeah, yeah, uncredited. Lassie the dog. I'm kidding. Um, but
Papa, can you hear
so instead
me?
of having her sing, says, "Hey, I want you to record like you're on the phone and you're a crazed groupie fan just gushing over me, and that's where he puts her on his album. So it'd be like me making an album and putting Taylor Swift on my album, gushing over me, going, "Oh my God, is it true? I can't believe I'm talking to you right now on the phone. Is it true what they say about you?" Da, 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 da. So it's just like Gene just doing that other ego boost injection um,
Yep.
with that. With
Yeah, that's
especially like I said, now we just be like, oh, he had Cher on his record. But no, back in the late 70s, 77, 78, yes, she was huge. So um, I mean, the People magazine is like Cher and Gene Simmons.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Rick, you showed that recently. You got this
Yep.
big picture of Cher
Yeah.
and this little square at Gene Simmons.
Did she cover A World Without Heroes later on?
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's pretty good.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and disclaimer next few songs. There's a good chance y'all not going to agree with me, but anyway, um,
Oh.
always near you know where to hide. Uh, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to be like Rick, and I'm going to take a step back objectively. Critical to the album. I'm going to say yes. Critical to history? No way. And the only reason I say they're critical to the album is these are the songs that made songs like this are songs, we had some hints of it on the first side, but nothing like what we're about to experience for the next few songs on the second side. These next few songs on the second side are what made a lot of Kiss fans back in the day go, what the hell is going on? What am I listening to right now? What the hell? Um, but songs like Always Near You, Know Where to Hide, I think those are more of those songs that if Gene has showed you his underbelly, and by the time you get to Always Near You, Know Where to Hide, he's took his whole top off, and he's just laying back on the bed, showing you, you know,
I thought you were gonna say he's showing you his taint.
not yet. Not yet. You got to go about two more songs before we get to the tank. But
Taint ain't it.
yeah, um, I love Always Near You, Nowhere to Hide. I like the Always Near You part more than the Nowhere to Hide that it transitions. Don't Run, Nowhere to Hide. Um, I just love how surreal and it doesn't really seem to have a beat or a rhythm. And he's singing like he's just dropped a couple squares of acid, even though we never knew he did drugs. But his vocals just kind of flow back and forward. And I think he's got the Beatlemania guys with him again on this one. But I think it's critical to the album because if we would cut it off, it would have been one of those songs that I've always said about the solo albums on my podcast and in my videos is love or hate these albums. These guys made the albums that they wanted to make. They made the albums that were true to themselves and showing you parts of them that you know you may not have otherwise seen. So I'm going to say yes, critical to the album. Definitely not critical to the catalog or history.
Hmm.
AJ's going to throw it in the toilet.
No, I like it's a good song. I like them both, or however you want to put it.
Yeah.
Album, uh, I guess maybe, yeah, sure. History, no, not really. Um, but I like them. I give it. That's what I give it.
Yeah.
One yes, one no.
I think it is critical to the record. I do not think it's critical to the band, but I do love it because like the always near you just has such a like universal Dracula feel to it.
Hmm.
Like I'm like this thing that's always near you. Like it's just I often say Gene's the Rod Serling of Kiss, and
Hmm.
this album gets so Twilight Zoney and Night Gallery, and it's just surreal was the perfect word you used, Brant. It's
Hmm.
just got that kind of dreamland fantasy nightmare aspect to it that I absolutely love it.
All right. I will say critical to the album, yes. History, no. Catalog, of course not. Like I said with See Tonight, that was the early Beatles. This is the later on. This is like the Strawberry Fields Beatles. This is like your Sergeant Pepper's Beatles. Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's very trippy, which is like you said, it's odd for Gene, but it's kind of cool. I kind of dig it. And especially the last week or so of listens, I've gained more of a appreciation for this song. This would be one typically I probably would have skipped, but yeah, kind of dig it.
I mean, you said it, Rick. You talked about Dracula, and I pulled the lyrics up real quick. Dude, you nailed it. The lyrics, I've just begun since you've gone to understand I'm the only one. And if you cross yourself at night, I'll come and see you. Don't run and hide. I'm always near you. I'm always near you. And if you turn out the light, don't think you'll hide behind the night. And if you touch me, I might turn and see you. Don't run and hide. I'm always near you. And then it says at the bottom when it goes into don't nowhere to hide, he says, "Don't run and hide. You'll be the only one." I said, "Don't try to hide from me and everyone. Don't try to hide. You'll be the only one." So it's just like it really is like that Dracula kind of like trying to seduce the person that he set his eyes on, and she is the one. He's picked her. She's the one. It's very stalkerish in a way, and
Well, I'm
you know.
aroused.
Yeah.
And you can kind of just see him fly into a room with a
Yeah,
hat,
he
and
turned
then,
he
like,
turned back into the bat from the demon
Yeah.
for this song.
Hmm.
Okay. Next track, honestly, one of my favorite tracks on the album. I love Man of a Thousand Faces. I love this song. A lot of people argue like When You Wish Upon a Star is should be like it embodies who Gene is. It shows him he lived out the American dream. You wish upon a star, you can't dreams will come true. To me, this is like Man of a Thousand Faces is like Gene's walking in song to wrestling or whatever. This is the embodiment of who he is. He is the man of a thousand faces. That's what he always wanted to be. He says like he has lyrics in it like saying for years I lived inside my dreams. So and it's just I've said this before in my podcast too. If they would have broke out and made the solo albums like individual and not a concerted effort, Gene's album should have been called Man of a Thousand Faces. If it would have had a title, it would have been Man of a Thousand Faces to me, because it's probably the closest to what Gene is. This one and one of the tracks coming up. are kind of like they're scissor sisters in a way. Just kind of like bookends, right? Right, that. They are really like really the same song, just two different ideas of the same song. Two different songs with the same idea. That's what I was trying to say. Man of a Thousand Faces, though, critical to the album, super critical. Critical to history, no. You could probably walk up to a Kiss fan and they could say a diehard Kiss fan, and you could be like, "Hey, sing me some lines from Man of a Thousand Faces," and they couldn't do it. I don't think so, but I think it's critical to the album, but not the history.
I'd say the same thing. Album, yes. History, no. I love this song, and I wish I didn't. I wish I heard it earlier on in my life, and not until whenever I finally heard the Gene album all the way through, which was like probably high school or somewhere around there. So yeah, I love this song, and I think I know which one you're talking about. The as far as the sisters go, and
Hmm.
I just yeah, the only problem. Wish I heard it 10 years earlier, but yes and no.
I would say yes, critical to the record, no, critical to the history of the band. But I agree with both of you guys. I love it because to me it's Gene talking about his heroes, Lon Chaney, Boris Karloff,
Hmm.
and then it's also him talking about himself, which I love that
Hmm.
too. Like it's the perfect dreams and the birthing of the dream.
Very good.
I agree all around with everybody. Is this song is in the Attack of the Phantoms,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
I
Yes,
believe it is.
the the brick Coca-Cola scene, right?
Yeah.
Is that the one? Is that where it is? I thought it was more towards the end. Is it the bricks?
I don't know exactly where it's at. It's either there, or it's either during a fight scene
Yeah.
somewhere. It
Something
might.
like that.
Is it in the Chamber of Horrors?
Maybe.
I can't remember. Somebody can tell us in the comments, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
somebody tell us in the comments. But yeah, so that this song, because I saw it later, um, always make or I saw Attack of the Phantoms when it came out on the Kissology set, and then that made me go back to this because the added solo album songs. So that's what this song makes me think of now. But I kind of like it. It's got that cool, slower vibe to it.
Mhm.
Man of a
Yeah.
thousand faces. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and he gets repetitive, but
They
yeah,
they
overall,
embellish
I
it
like
up a
it.
little bit with the horns, but I think the horns just bring out that grandiose feel of it. I just love that he's got a line in it that's kind of it's almost like a throwback to a. I love when they would like somebody in Kiss will throw back to a previous lyric. He says, "I can put on any face, you all know me, but it's no disgrace. The King of Night, he understands."
Mhm.
So it's almost like King of Nighttime World, King, the King of Night, and that's pushing back to Dracula, pushing back to, like I said, I love. I think it's cool that he morphed into the demon, especially after God of Thunder. He morphed into the demon. But I just love that early before that, he was known as the vampire and known as, he even has the bat wings, under his arms and stuff. So it's just, and got the widow's peak like Dracula had. And I just like, okay, yeah, to this day, y'all say demon. I still see a vampire. He's got freaking bat wings on his face, for goodness sakes. you
He's got,
know?
he's got blood running down his lip like he just bit some chick's neck.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he even
Yeah.
had his makeup, he's even got the little peaks that point down like you see a lot of Dracula vampire from the old it's almost like he stylized his makeup from like the movies from the 40s and stuff. So, yeah. To me, people call him the demon, but I still like to think about him being the vampire, to being the night creature. Um, so next track, Mr. Make Believe. This is one that a lot of people poo-poo this song. They're like, what in the world
No.
is Gene Simmons doing singing a song like this? I will go ahead and tell you this right now that this is hands down my favorite song on Gene's album.
Woo, would you look at the time?
I love Mr. Make Believe.
Oh, we're gonna go to fisticuffs, my friend.
Um, uh, the very first lyric. I have felt this song. I have felt this um lyric so much. Um, this time I'll try to get it right. Just give me one more chance tonight. I'm trying hard to please you. Would you believe me if I tell you? Baby, won't you try just one more chance tonight? Mr. Make Believe, let me live inside you, please. I mean, I love that this time I'll try to get it right. That's almost like I always give Paul a lot of credit for those opening line lyrics, like from I Still Love You. You tell me that you're leaving and I'm trying to understand. It's like he sets the tone for the entire song with just one
Mhm.
lyric. And Gene does that. Gene's not very good at that, but Gene does that with Mr. Make Believe. This time I'll try to get it right. And to me, Mr. Make Believe and Man of a Thousand Faces, because he's the Man of a Thousand Faces, but he is also Mr. Make Believe. He made himself into what he saw in comic books and saw on TV. You know, he very much he himself talks about how that he learned English watching television. So he very much was a television nerd, and watched TV a lot and watched the horror movies and stuff a lot. That's why he's a little pudgy when he was younger. That's a little couch potato. Um, but I love Mr. Make Believe, and I know a lot of people don't even feel like it's critical to the album. I'm going to say it is just because I'm very biased. Critical to the catalog, no. It's one of those songs that not only do people not really know it, most people don't even really like it. But that's just me. AJ.
Well, my favorite song on the album too. I have to tell you, I love it. Critical to the album, I guess. Sure, history, no, but it's very it's very sweet song, sounding song, and just like the one before, like you were saying, those are the two, right?
Those are the Scissor Sisters. And I think it was intentional that they're tracked the way that they are. I think it's intentional that they were tracked together. Because could you imagine one of those, even on the same track, could you imagine if Man of a Thousand Faces was the second track and Mr. Make Believe was the next to the last track? Yeah, I think it was intentional that they were tracked side by side.
Mhm. So yeah, I just like the last song. I wish I heard it earlier in my life than so late, but I love it. Best song on the album for me.
I would agree, and I'll take a step back and I'll say it's not critical to the record, and it's not critical to the band, but in my life, like this song is very critical to my life.
Yeah.
I There's every Kiss dream I've ever had, every like creative idea I've ever had since I've been a Kiss fan has been birthed from this song. This this song, I said like Gene's the Rod Serling of Kiss. This song makes me believe in something. I don't know what it is, but it makes me believe in like the power of like being creative. My two favorite Gene songs ever are She and Mr. Make Believe. And this is the song I always go to if ever I'm like pissy or down or doubting myself. I play this song and bring you hit the nail on the head. You know, Gene says, "Let me live inside you, please." He's talking about his heroes, but then we're playing this record and we're thinking of Gene, and it's
Mhm.
beautiful. That's just the coolest. Like, I don't know, like I just get so emo about the song. It's just absolutely beautiful, and when they use it in Attack of the Phantoms, it's even more beautiful. Like, just so wonderful. Just the the pinnacle of this record for me is this song.
Nice. Now Tommy's going to shit all over it.
Yep. Let me tell you about Billy Joel. No.
Anthony works at a grocery store, saving his pennies for someday. I was totally kidding. I love this song. It's very Beatles. This is one of those interconnected. We interweave them. I just did that for dramatic effect. No, I
Yeah.
really do think it. It's a beautiful, well constructed song. Chord progression is great. His vocal on this is fantastic. Um, I'm kind of with AJ though. I wish I would have heard that. This is one of those songs I wish I would have heard earlier on too, because I was really into slower songs when I was a kid, like rock, country, whatever. I liked the slower kind of like power ballad songs, obviously, but yeah, this is. Uh, I'm not a fan so much of acoustic Kiss on an album, unless it's unplugged, but on this, it really stands out and it helps make the song. So Critical, the album, absolutely. History, no, and catalog, no. But yeah, it's Gene live and in living color for sure.
All right. Next track, the very controversial "See You in Your Dreams," the re-recorded song from Rock and Roll Over, wasn't it? Rock and Roll Over. Um, I've said this before, so it is no secret. And if somebody's not ever seen me before and this is news to them, welcome. I
Please
stand
subscribe.
I stand very solidly on the fence, on the other side of the fence, that I like this version better than the Rock and Roll Over version. I feel like this version has more life to it. The version on Rock and Roll Over, although it's great, I'm not saying I don't like that version. If I listen to the version from Rock and Roll Over and then turn around and listen to Gene's, I have more fun and I smile more listening to Gene's version than I do the version on Rock and Roll Over. Like I said, that being said, I don't think that the Rock and Roll Over version is bad. So I'm glad that he included it. I honestly think it might have made it been, even though he said that he wanted to do better and wanted to do it his way, felt like it wasn't done exactly the way. Um, it's not really done very differently, other than some of the music is different. His performance is a little more alive. It has some extra lyrics in it than the Rock and Roll Over version doesn't have. But I like it. Critical to the album, yeah, I wouldn't want to not see it on there. But critical to History, I think most fans would rather that he hadn't have redone it. But so I'd say maybe not critical to History or the catalog.
Well, it's a song I could take it or leave it on the original version. I can take it or leave it on this version too. So I would say no across the board. Not necessary in my opinion to re-record something that was only what 2 years old, 3 years old. So um yeah, it's a double no for me, but uh yeah, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. It's take it or leave it. So
Double no for me also. I never understood why it was re-recorded for this record, like you said, just 2 years later. And if I don't, is that the reason? Is because he said it wasn't done to
Gene re-recorded "See in Your Dreams" because he apparently was not happy with the way the Kiss version turned out. According to Gene, I didn't like the way Kiss did it in Firehouse number 58. But unfortunately, Gene turned out he wasn't particularly happy with this version either. He says, "In my head, I heard much more." He said, "In my head, I heard much more of a humble pie thing, but it came off sounding much more popular than that." So,
Hmm.
so even then, even on this, he didn't get what he was shooting for.
See, and that makes me think that like you just shouldn't have done it. Cause like I'm kind of like, hey, Aaron, that like I can take it or leave it on Rock and Roll Over. I can take it or leave it here. Although I do agree with you, Brant, it's more fun on the Gene record, but like, why are you doing this? Like, might as well just do an album of covers if you're gonna do one song. Like, it's just,
Hmm.
it's always been weird to me. I've never gotten it.
Yep.
On this album, it sounds like he's having a party while he's doing it.
Yeah.
And on Rock and Roll Over, it sounds very much studio. But on here, it sounds like he's got a bunch of people in the room, and everybody in the room's drunk except for him, and they're having a party.
Gene,
So,
play that song, Gene. Play that song. All right, all right.
all right, cool. Hey, the party's over.
We agreed when we did Rock and Roll Over that we both liked this version better, and it's cemented after listening to it for the last month. Rock and Roll Over version, it's Kiss, obviously, but it's more fun here. And you get Michael DeBar, who was in bands. He's an actor too. He hosts radio shows. He's kind of like that Paul Stanley voice on this, like that kind of falsetto you get on it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, just I don't know why. I mean, even though I like this version better, I'm with you, Rick. Like it still doesn't make sense,
Mhm.
but I like it better, so I'm okay with it. But either way, I don't think it's a great song, no matter which version. But I do
Right.
prefer this one if I'm gonna listen to it.
This also
But
had it also had Rick Nelson from Cheap Trick did the solo.
mhm,
They toured with Cheap Trick a little bit on the Love Gun tour.
yep.
And he just brought Rick along.
But critical to the album, no. Critical to history, no.
All right.
Okay, that's it. That's it
All
for
right.
Gene solo album.
Yep.
All right. And then the
See you guys
final
next month.
and then the final track.
Oh, there's one more track.
Final track. When You Wish Upon a Star. This was one of those songs that I didn't really care for when I was younger. And whenever I and honestly, When You Wish Upon a Star, my appreciation for this song has honestly come within like the last 7 to 8 years that I've been doing my channel, because that's when I really started listening to like with intention to Kiss records, because I was going through and I was doing all of the reviews I was doing originally, and um, I that's when also when I kind of started my repetition of listening to the solo albums once a week in a particular order in their entirety all at once.
Gotta
And
watch Walker.
yeah, and so right. And so when you wish upon, that's when I learned to appreciate it a whole lot more. Um and I really kind of like everything about it. But I think it's critical to the album because Gene wanted to put this. I mean, talk about sticking your balls out onto the plate to be cut off.
Is this where he's
Putting
showing his taint?
This is the taint. This is the taint song. He's pulled his pants off and he's laying on his back with his legs lifted up, showing you the taint.
The coach.
I mean, really, this is probably the
Dingleberries
most.
or no? You think it's clean?
It's probably very clean.
He's peeled those leather pants off that he's had
He's a
for
hairy
30
son of a
years.
bitch. He's a hairy
Yeah.
son of a bitch. He's got
Yeah, he is. The smell of the wet leather,
Oh
fills the
no.
room.
Oh
What
yeah.
does Gene records smell like? Is his butthole hair?
it's like Gene's butt. Okay.
Dingleberry free since 73.
But this song either took balls to put on this album, or it took the attitude that I think Gene has a little more of. And Gene's general attitude that I've seen, that I've learned about Gene over the years, is I'm going to do what I like, whether you like it or not, because that's what it's like to be me. And so I think he's like, you know what? This song means a lot to me. I'm going to sing it. I'm going to falsetto it. My voice is going to crack at the end of it because I got tears running down my face. And we're going to stick it on my album, regardless of what anybody says. So I think that's a bold move, bold move on his part, that has caught him a lot of crap over the years. So, but I like it. I will admittedly didn't like it when I was younger, but I have come to appreciate it as an adult. So I say it should be on the album. A lot of people don't think it should. They should have, like AJ, he should have ended it with "See You in Your Dreams." Um, and I think that it is. Hear me out. I think it's critical to the catalog and critical to history because it is so controversial that there has been so much talk about it that talk and stuff would not exist if it wasn't there. So it's a song that is hated and questioned so much by so many people that it has been a subject of conversation and deep debate over years. So I think that warranties it having something as far as criticalness. So so I'd say yes and yes for me. All right, AJ, throw it in the toilet.
God. See, you guys just think too deep. I mean, I'm just like turning on shit. Nope. So it was definitely traumatizing the first time I heard it. I'm like, this has got to be, it's got to be a different song, right? No, but I'll give you this. After hearing like the explanation from Rick, I'm like, all right, I see what he's doing and what he was going with, but I still don't want to listen to it. I still skip it or try to. But yeah, it's not for me. It's a no across the board. Album history, life. I don't know.
He
But
came in
I do see
he
where he's
came in
coming.
like a demon and left like a cricket.
Right, like yeah, Jiminy Simmons, I guess.
Jimmy Simmons.
So, but I see what he was doing. I understand that you guys, you help me out, but I'm way too. I don't know. Just I don't. I'm not a real deep guy. I'm real easy to please. Like beer, food, shit, good. I like it. So I don't like it. So, but that's all it is. So no, unfortunately,
Ooh,
no. But
ooh, ooh,
I'll give.
ooh, ooh,
Yeah,
ooh,
I
ooh.
know. Unfortunately, bad, good, yeah, shit. But anyway, yeah. But I'll give him his props, but not for me. Not for me.
You have to start a T Public store. We're getting too many good shirts for you. Beer, food, shit, good. I like it. The critical to the record, yes, because you start this record off with the scariest sounding thing to a child. You end this record with the most beautiful sounding thing to a child. It is the perfect bookend of this record. Critical to the record simply for that. Critical to the band, no, of course. But Brant, you touched on the American Dream when you were talking earlier about this track. And I think for me, like it really hit me when I read his book. Um, when he was talking about like him and his mom would share a towel to wipe with because they had no money to afford toilet paper. And I'm like, that's what this song is all about. This song is about that kid that used to wipe his ass with a towel and then have to wash it and reuse it. And now he's in the biggest band in the world. And it's all the American dream. It's all believing in yourself, regardless of anything. And like you said, Brant, he's putting this song on this record, regardless of what you think, because he likes it. And it's like, fuck everyone else. I'm going after my dreams and I'm doing it. And that's what this song is all about. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'll say critical the album, yes, for those reasons. I'm not a fan of it, but I get it. So I could I mean it's his solo album. It's not a Kiss band album. It is one of the Kiss albums, but it's his and he made it his own and he is a man of his principles and his alone. He doesn't give a flying fuck what anybody thinks. And he's made that very understood over the years. Um
Yeah.
History, no. Catalog, no. I will say, when I was listening to the record yesterday, when it got to this song, my youngest, little Tommy, he was like, "Why is Gene Simmons singing a Disney song?" Like, I didn't know, he'd never really heard it before, and I was like, "Yeah, isn't it kind of weird?" He's like, "Yeah, that's really weird." That he's like, out of the four, like, Gene would be the least I would think would do that. And but it goes to show you that, like I said earlier, it's kind of like he's telling his story throughout, whether it all goes together or not. In the end, it really does, because it's Gene.
Do you think Disney fans collect this record?
Have to, because there are Disney freaks out there, like Kiss freaks, like they have to. Then again, I'm sure there's a lot of Disney freaks that don't even know this exists.
I just always wondered that because like we all want to get the Sports Illustrated with the blood, right?
Right.
Like want to get everything. And like if you were a Disney fan, I think you would chase this out.
I think you'd have to.
It's honestly not a horrible version of the song. I mean, they apparently spent a lot of money on it, putting the full symphonic orchestra and everything on there in the beginning of it, um and how it just follows out through the whole thing. And he does the song justice. He does it good, justice singing the way he does on it. Um
Yeah, Gene's voice is criminally underrated. He's got
Right.
a great voice.
And
But
underrated as a guitarist. I mean,
yeah,
he's a
mhm.
great guitarist.
Yeah, he didn't play a lick of bass on this album. He played acoustic guitars and guitars. The bass was played entirely by Neil Jason, and Alan Schwartzberg played the drums. And then he had just a bunch of he played acoustic and electric guitars, and he had different people showing up playing different instruments, and then he had his guests of all the special guests of singers and other instrumentalists and stuff like that. But um, he definitely had the biggest cast on his album. And so to do most critical, least critical song.
mm,
I think the most critical song on this album is probably um I would say I'm looking at critical being like Kiss community critical. I'd say probably the most critical song on this album is Radioactive, and probably the least critical is something like, even though I don't agree with it, I'd probably say something like Mr. Make Believe or something like that. Something that is just totally, or even When You Wish Upon a Star, something that's just totally flies in the face of what a Kiss fan or what people who listen to Kiss or have heard Kiss think that Gene should sound like. Radioactive is definitely a song that I think that they would think Gene should sound like, and I don't definitely think that they don't think he should sound like something like Mr. Make Believe or When You Wish Upon a Star. So, what
Most for me,
about?
radioactive for sure. Least, well, you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
We
just me,
know.
though.
Yeah,
Well, and I would totally agree with that. I mean, I don't I love When You Wish Upon a Star, but as far as taking a step back, Radioactive is the most critical. When You Wish Upon a Star is the least.
man, I'm disagreeing with everybody here. Most critical, See You Tonight. It had the most longevity, although Radioactive was played more because it was on the Dynasty tour.
hmm
I think See You Tonight, making it all the way to Unplugged, and obviously Cruises.
Yep.
Um,
You could be right
and
on that one.
least critical, I would say, See You in Your Dreams, because it's just a re-recording of a Kiss song from 2 years prior.
Yeah, that's 100% viable
Not
too.
and not that. I mean, I like See Tonight a lot, but I mean, I like Burning Up with Fever better than that. I like Radioactive better than See Tonight, but See Tonight is a good, beautiful song.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, which is the better side, side A or side B?
Hmm.
What says you, Brand?
Which side do I actually enjoy hearing more? I really start paying attention more when this album starts getting later in it. Once
Mhm.
it's, I really start zeroing in once it gets to like Living in Sin, Always Near You, Man of a Thousand Faces, Mr. Make Believe. That little area right there is the part that I really start. If I've just got this on in the background while I'm working or while I'm driving somewhere, those are the songs that I really have a tendency to kind of hone in on, sing along to, think about them. The other ones might just be, oh, I like these songs they're playing in the background while I'm working or whatever. I like the first side, but I just feel more in tune with the second side.
Mhm.
It's one you like to let
I'm
breathe a little bit. You like
Yeah.
to.
So
Okay.
for me personally, I pick side two.
same with me. It's got my two favorite songs in there, so I picked well, unfortunately, the one song, but that's okay.
You can always stop. It's at the end of the record.
Right.
I picked side two as well. Side one is kind of fluff. Side two is Gene inner
Yeah.
inner
Hmm.
Gene.
Balls.
More of an artist, Gene.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna go side one just because looking at it as critical, you've got the two songs that we all agreed were the most critical.
Yeah.
Um, as far as that, but me to listen to, if I could swap, say, Burning Up with Fever and When You Wish Upon a Star, I would say side two. There's more songs on side two. Um, and I think just overall, I agree that the poetry is there on side
Hmm.
two.
All right. So merch section. Is that where we're at?
Yep.
All right. I don't have a whole bunch of like. I mean, I have merch from this era, but I don't want it to be too long in the tooth because we already are. But I do have the solo albums box set. I am not going to go into it. I am just going to kind of open it up and show the slip mat, which I think is awesome. It's one of the most awesome slip mats ever.
Love that.
And then
I'd like to have that.
It's got the albums in there, and then it's got the actual lithographs that looks like the covers of the albums. And it's got the cover that's got the silver kiss on it, and it's got the impressions of the faces on there as
That's
well.
sick.
Is that
Now, who put
can you get that anymore or is it done?
I don't know if it's out of print or not. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can probably find it on eBay somewhere, but I think as far as like getting it new or purchasing it from the store or something, it might be out of print.
I think
who
it's
put that
pretty
up?
tough to get these days.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
then as far as albums goes, I think I have the Gene Simmons CD, but it's over there. But I have a pretty good example of the album, uh,
360 on eBay.
Gee,
360. Yeah.
for that box set?
Yeah. 40th anniversary box set.
Wow.
I'm glad I
360, 500,
I'm glad I bought it.
450,
Glad I bought it
Yeah.
when I did. Album.
420.
Where it's like, why did I break the seal?
Yeah, there's some. It's funny because there's some albums when I buy them, I know I already have it in my head that I am not going to open this album. And but when I bought the solo album box sets, I'm like, I'm opening that.
There you
Um,
go.
You know the
I have
funniest thing about it is that most Kiss fans only like two of the records.
right
And here they are out here price gouging like a motherfucker.
Mhm.
this
It's like
here.
sell it for what it's worth, you know? In your
It's
mind.
it's got the
Nice.
the placement art for the Marvel Comics the Marvel Comics second edition. It's got the placement art for the Kiss Meets the Phantom, and the posters were 250 for a group poster, and a regular poster of Gene by himself, 250, $2.50, not $250.
Yeah, what'd you pay for yours behind you, Rick?
So this is the 45 of Radioactive
Nice.
with "See You in Your Dreams" on the back, and it's in that. And Rick, I was today years old whenever you pointed that out to me as well.
Never noticed that.
That the cameras morph into camels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. The more you know. Yep. And then the poster.
Oh, nice.
So I
That's
think
so
it's
cool.
funny that Gene's album is the first in the catalog, but it is not the first poster because it's got indentions on both sides. It's
Mhm.
coming from,
He's the second, right?
yeah, he's the second. He's coming from Paul going into Peter.
Oh, wow.
That didn't sound right, but
It
anyway.
didn't. I was gonna say you think Peter would be the one going into something.
Boom, 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 boom. And that's all
Ooh.
that's all I got that I'll show.
I ain't got shit. All I have is
You got that sweet ass shirt.
You got that
you
shirt?
got Sammy
You got that
Kerr.
shirt? Yeah. That
Picture
solo
disc.
album.
That's all I got.
I had the picture
No
disc. Nice.
Is that a 78 picture disc or a re-release?
No re-release. I don't have anything. I don't have too much old stuff. I think I got it on eBay 3-4 years ago. I'm like, oh, when it came in the mail, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know it was a picture disc. I thought it was just a record.
I
There's
love
a-
that. I love that inner sleeve without the record in it. With the
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Isn't it
freaking cool.
I do like that.
You can
It's
still get
different.
those picture discs on Walmart's website.
Oh yeah, there's a
Oh, wow.
record store. There's a record
Yeah.
store I go to in
They're like
Gatlinburg.
$30 or something.
There's a
Yeah, it
record
was
store I
about-
go to in Gatlinburg. Every time I go in there, they have a different picture disc. If I'd have bought every time I went in there, if I'd have bought a picture disc, I'd have all four of them by now.
I don't get when people bitch about picture disc and they say they don't sound good. I'm like, that's not the point of a picture disc. The
Yeah.
point is watching it spin around your record player.
It's the art. It's the visual experience of.
You know me.
All I got is an OG with the cutout corner.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Nice.
I got cut out in the bottom corner.
Cutout
There you
that
go.
cutout corner is fun if you think about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
albums
I don't have the poster or the merch for him, but it does have the original insert.
nice.
Cool.
I don't have the Gene or Paul poster, but I have Ace and Peter.
Well, those are the two hard ones to get.
Yeah, and I have them. And that was just cheap eBay finds. I think I paid like 23 for my Ace and 30, maybe 32 for Peter. I don't know why he seems to always be the more expensive and good shape for some reason. I don't know.
Because no one hung it up.
Um,
All right, Rick, let's see it. Go ahead, start pulling
So-
it out.
Yeah,
when,
that's why I said let me just go real quick.
when 2003, I worked at a radio station, Oldies 95, and the afternoon DJ was named Bobby Day, and he interviewed Gene when he worked at KSLQ in St. Louis. Interviewed Gene on November 20th, 1978, and Gene gave him this solo album.
Ugh.
That's so cool.
Says, Radioactive, Gene Simmons on the front, and signed by Gene. And like if you look at it on the side, you can see like the actual marker. But there's the. I love that he wrote Radioactive. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
pimping his own stuff. But then the coolest part is he also gave him this belt buckle.
Oh, shit.
And this is pristine, like never
Yeah.
worn. And so this went from Gene's hand to Bobby Day's hand to mine. And even got the a coin sticker on the back still.
Wow.
That's crazy that you're holding something that was in Gene's hand at one point in time.
That's yeah,
Not his assistant, not that or the other, but it was handed
yeah.
to that guy from Gene.
And like I remember I was like, I can't take this. I you can't part with this stuff. And this guy didn't care. He's like, I don't. You're the Kiss fan. He's like, happy birthday. It was my birthday, and I was just blown away. Like
That's fantastic.
it's still like the coolest piece of merch I have, and like people always say if something goes wrong, what's one thing that's happening? It's that.
Mhm.
Just
That's awesome.
because to me, it's just a moment in history, like
Mhm.
crazy moment because they didn't tour these records; they just went on promotional tours.
Mhm.
So
That's awesome. I love it.
and it is cool because it is a promo record.
Yep.
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. The gold promo stamp.
Oh man, yeah.
Is it marked on the actual vinyl too that it's
Yeah.
promo?
Let me grab it.
Now, does it have all the stuff inside of it? Does it have the
Yeah.
yep,
Promo
Yep.
not for sale, and
not
then
for sale,
merch
but
form
merch for nice.
Oh,
and poster.
oh man. Careful.
Man, that stuff's crispy too. Like it's clean.
And
Mm-hmm.
I used to have this on my wall framed, and I was like younger. I folded this in so it
Ah!
fit
Right,
the frame.
right.
I cut mine off if I remember correctly as a kid.
Oh
There's
wow!
a there's a
So,
frame shop near my
Circumcised it.
yeah, one of them was Paul or Peters. One of them I'm sure had to. But what the hell is this?
there's a frame shop near my house that I've wanted to like because I think the box set comes with the posters too. Let me see. Because I've thought about there's a frame shop near my house, a custom frame shop, and I've thought about taking the posters out of these. Yeah, there's posters in these as well. This is out of the box set. So this is Gene's. This is Gene's out of the box set, and I swear you can't really tell the difference between it and the one that is it may be a little glossier, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
But I've been thinking about taking the four of these and taking them to that and just get the long mural
that'd be
type
great.
frame made and have them in there side by side by side.
That'd be
Um,
great.
I've been thinking about that.
The reason I took mine down is because like they do take up an entire wall like side by side, and I was just like I kind of I think I'm in a phase of my life where I want album posters with the albums, you know, especially if I die, I don't
Oh,
want
geez.
my wife trying to piece together like I think this poster goes with this record.
Yeah, my wife has started telling me I need to start put prices on stuff. I said, "Well, I tell you what," I said, "most likely I'm just going to leave you a little sticky note with Xander's contact information on it. Just call him. I'm pretty sure he'll give you a fair price. Just don't sell my Love Gun belt buckle." Um, since I've got this out, I did want to show you this because these albums are colored disc. So
Nice.
there's the
That's
Gene,
so cool.
Ooh.
and it's like a dark red. It's like a blood, almost like a blood red.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. And we never talked about how cool it is that they put those faces on the record.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
On the
that's
Love
label.
so
that.
awesome. That I mean, that we know that they started it with Love Gun, but there's something about the faces
Yeah.
uh on the label,
It's very
and
cool.
they've got the same dust sleeve as the and I'll show the other ones as we go to those albums, but they've got the dust sleeve, but there's no I think it would have been cool if they would have at least um re redid the merch forms just like for like historical sake, not have any prices, not have an address that you can
Yeah.
actually order the stuff just
Mhm.
because I don't want the market flooded with repos no more than anybody else does. The waters are cloudy enough when it comes to trying to buy stuff from this era. There's enough counterfeits out there already to have the market also muddied with repros. But
But you don't like it when people post posters on eBay and say custom reprint?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But and they're not selling far off of the price of what the actual vintage one would cost. But I do like that they did the color discs on those, and
Oh yeah.
I think it's weird. We'll look at them as we go, but that one doesn't have swirl to it, and I believe that Aces doesn't have swirl to it. It's just blue. But when you get to Peter's and Paul's, theirs are purple and green, of course, but it's almost like they have like a light white swirl to them that
Oh,
Gene and Aces don't have.
Hmm.
I don't know.
you
Because I've
guys,
actually pulled all four of them out and looked and been like, I'll be damned. Yeah, these two have a swirl to them and these don't. These are solid.
do you guys ever think they'll make a box set of the solo records? Like not like you have, but like a like box set with like extras and
Oh,
We can only hope.
I don't know. I
Maybe
could
for
see him doing that and like adding like the best of solo albums and
the
stuff.
the 50th is in 3 years.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll at least repress the that box set that Brand has at the very least. So if you don't want
I
to pay
think.
those eBay prices, wait 3 years
Mhm.
because that's easy money for them. They see those eBay prices.
Yeah. Is that
Very
everything
cool.
everybody's got?
Think
Yep.
so.
All right.
Rick's got his posters behind him, so
Yeah.
I also have the Pi 45s, but I'll bring them out later when we do other records.
Okay.
oh, does that mean you're gonna stick around?
Yeah, don't blow your wad all in the first show now.
I the Pi 45s are fun because they come with a mask.
Yeah. And they're
Hmm.
colored too, aren't they?
Yeah.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
That's
Every
sweet.
time I go to think about dipping my toe in that rabbit hole, I see some of those prices and I'm like, nope, not yet.
45s?
Yeah.
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 That's that we talked about that when I had mentioned it before, and I was like, I can't pay $30 for 2 songs. That's too steep for me.
Yeah. I've got a 8-track collection to finish first before I move on to the next rabbit
Well,
hole.
and like I felt horrible when Kiss My Collectibles did their 8-track episode because I was like, oh God, is this gonna make the prices skyrocket on those?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And
hopefully not.
it typically does with their episodes. I've noticed in the past, and I'm just like, shit, man, knock it
I
off.
really, honestly, I really only have. It'd be nice to have like Unmasked or The Elder, but honestly, I'm happy taking it through from the first Kiss album to Dynasty. So I think the only one I have, Rick, you gave me those two. I think the only one that I still have to get is the first album. Did you send me the
No,
first
I
album?
think you just need Dress to Kill.
Yeah, I just need Dress to Kill. You sent me the first album and Harder Than Hell,
Uh,
which I've not fixed Harder Than Hell yet. I plan on making a video when I fix that. I need to order the stuff to fix it.
I I think you have to get the Elder. You have to, just because it's so weird. Like it's
Hmm.
such a weird time, and like cassettes would have been big. Like,
Hmm.
kind of think you need to go through the Elder.
Yeah, I really don't. So I need to, I need to at least pick up. That would mean I need to get Unmasked and The Elder, and I think I'm okay stopping there. Even though I've heard some people say that record club albums went through Animalize,
I know
but
I've heard at least Lick It Up.
Look it up, and that's the one that's like the white whale of
Mhm.
the
Yeah.
yeah,
H.
yeah. The Elder and Unmasked aren't exactly cheap either.
I
Especially The
would like
Elder.
Creatures on 8-track. That would be pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
Okay, so you talked me
That's
into it. I'll go through Creatures.
it.
I'll go
I
through the
think
makeup era. I'll
I
stop
think
it and lick it
70.
up.
Well, I mean, if you've only got Lick It Up left, then you might as well get Lick It Up too.
Dude, they're like $300-$400.
Come
Oh my
on.
God.
Come on, do it.
Sell those sealed records and then get it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Sell my Kiss solo albums box set.
There you go.
No, just your duplicate sealed.
My
Trade.
duplicate sealed. I need to make a video. I need to make a video. A good idea would be me go through my collection and sealed versus not sealed. And I bet you the sealed count will win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I will be watching from Kansas City, just shaking my head.
All
Found
right,
my
trivia.
Okay, I got one. I thought about it just before we started recording. Gene Simmons, producer of this album, is Sean Delaney. What band member's solo album, was Sean originally supposed to produce? Pretty common knowledge.
Yeah. But
Gene stole him.
we like that kind of softball question.
Yep. Yep, because we're just trying to get people to win stuff.
Well,
We
and
want to give
not
a
only
shirt away.
that, but typically we mention that somewhere in the episode, and this one we didn't.
I didn't. No. I tried. I was actually trying to find a place to do it, and at one point in time, I found the place, and then I lost it. So
That's all right.
it's all right. They can Google
So,
it. They
so
don't know.
who was Sean Delaney originally supposed to produce out of the four,
Yep.
other than Gene?
Yep. He actually was set to produce another member's album, and Gene stole him.
And then next month we move on to, I think
Ace.
the most commonly said best, much to Rick's dismay.
Rick's
Ace
got him
Frehley.
down. Rick's got him at 4.
Oh man.
And
That
the
hurts.
three of us will drink the blue Kool-Aid the entire episode. I will make a picture of blue Kool-Aid just for that episode.
I'm getting ready to say, I think I'm going to actually.
We should all buy blue Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I think
Do
I'm
it
going
for
to
every
have.
solo record, and we have
I
to.
already planned on it. That's why I had the red stuff today.
Oh man, I didn't even think
I didn't
about
think
having
about
the red
it, yeah.
Kool-Aid.
And if you guys are beer drinkers, New Belgium Ale has a grape fizz ale out
Mhm.
right now that is absolutely delicious. It's like Bubblicious made of beer, but
Holy cow.
perfect for Paul's record.
Yeah, we'll have
There
to
you
get
go.
that from Paul.
Yeah, let's try that.
Yeah, I'll definitely have me a big old glass of blue Kool-Aid.
Blue drink. All right,
Blue
that's a date for sure. All right, so again, merch, TeePublic. Our store will be in the description. Rick's
Y'all
store
know
will
y'all
be in
want
the
this shirt.
description.
You know you want it.
Brant's store will be in the description. Yeah, get the solo shirt because that'll be running for 4 months.
Yeah, tonight
So-
we were Rick. Tonight we were Rick.
Next we're AJ.
Next month we're gonna be AJ.
By
We
the
got
way,
Rick.
notice there's a reason why we are the colors we are.
Yep.
Brant's
Well,
a
let's see.
drummer, so he had to be
Mhm.
green.
Mm-hmm.
Rick is It's All For You Demon, so he had to be Gene. Plus it's his favorite solo album. AJ was the first one to really say he loved Ace out of when we first started, and then Paul was always my guy as a kid, so and I have the
Plus,
So
if you'd have made AJ green and put some ears on him, he'd look like Shrek.
Yeah, that's all I need. That's all I need. Yeah, or you got Rick with high blood pressure. Grant's gonna throw up. I'm dead, and Tommy's suffocating. Or that's
Yes.
you know what I think is
I look
hilarious?
like Butthead on the Beavis when he's
Yeah.
joking. Yeah.
You do. You know what I think hilarious is I'm the only one that, other than my face, has an appendage. And you never know
Yeah.
how many times I catch myself in our videos watching me and I'm doing this. So it's just like, and it's like
There you
I
go.
have the hand there.
Well, and I kept it in because originally I took it out, but when I took it out, it made your face kind of like have an indention in it, so it just made more sense to have you resting.
Yeah.
And I have my appendage too, but no one's gonna see them.
That's
Don't
down.
hand me.
It's in there, but it's
That's
just
down. That's down near my belly button.
Yeah.
That's reserved for concert payers.
Yeah, yeah. I got a piece of pipe backstage you can take a look at. Tell me about it. In my head on YouTube and Instagram and Twitter and TikToks, the TikToks. I might make some sooner or later when I start making videos again. I think we're starting to lose about an hour of sunlight a month now. And I've already noticed that it's dark by 8:30 and ugh, the pool water's starting to cool down. Um,
You had a
so, so I'll be in the house more a couple nights a week making videos, so I'll get back on it. But yeah, that's me.
and me underscore AGR Zetro 1975 on Instagram and AJ's Happy Fun Time channel on YouTube.
On YouTube.
I am
On
It's All
YouTube.
Demon on YouTube, Instagram, and TeePublic, where you can get the official ranking of the solo albums. And then I'm not on TikTok. I'm too old, or Twitter. Too old.
I'm thinking about leaving Twitter. My God, that's the most caustic place.
And I'm Tommy at Clairvoyant Audiophiles on YouTube and Instagram. You can still find Heels and Quads Media on YouTube as well. I haven't taken that channel down, and all that good back catalog stuff, including my interview with Rick about his book that you can get on Amazon that we never promote for some reason since the last 2 months. I guess it's the end of the year. Are you going to do a part two? Let's ask that question.
Well, I don't know. I have something in mind.
Okay. Good.
I am chomping at the bit. Rick teased something very early on this year for what may possibly be he may have up his sleeve for next year. And I have an idea what I think it is. I've not discussed it with him, and I know he plays his cards very close to the vest when it comes to stuff like that. But I hope it is the thing that I think it is. Because
I
if it
know
is
what
what
it
I think
is.
it is, it's going to be freaking awesome.
I know what it is, and I'm gonna leak it right now. It's a Critical Kiss swimsuit issue.
Awesome. I'm going to be in that. I'm going to be in that pose like we were talking about Gene earlier.
Oh shit!
That's a Thursday.
Like
Wait,
this,
wrong
baby.
pose.
Lay
Not
back.
scissors, sisters.
Lay back. Knees up.
There you go.
Just make sure you wax it first.
Maybe.
All right, and then of course the show Critical Kiss on Facebook, Instagram Critical Kiss 1, and of course if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate everybody watching. Get that watch time up a little bit more. Get the subscribers up a little bit more. Subscribe to all of our individual channels. And Rick, are you official fourth?
Sure.
We got him. So now we got to go back and start from the beginning again.
Yep.
I thank you guys. I wasn't in the right headspace when you guys first started, and I had so much fun on the double platinum. So I think,
Dude, we're getting into the era that you love. I know
Yeah.
you're joining you're joining at the right time. I know the solo albums, Platinum, the solo albums, Dynasty, going into Unmasked. I just, I love the conversations we're going to have. You don't have to deep dive into the songs. We don't really deep dive into the songs. We just say what we like, what we don't like about it. There's no right, there's no wrong answer. It's just what we like. And there's no judgment. We all bust each other's balls, but there's no judgment. But I'm looking forward to getting into stuff because sometimes I catch like an infectious groove off of stuff that I might not have necessarily, like listening to you and having videos with you in the past with stuff that was in the 80s that I'd totally checked out on, like Crazy Nights, Hot in the Shade, stuff like that. You made me like those albums just from talking with you about them and and you making me look at songs in a different kind of way and and so I'm excited, dude. And I know that you're coming in at just the right time for you. Plus, this is just such an awesome space just to release. Like I have been looking for it. I've had a shit month. Last month was shit. This week's not been that much better. Today was not really that great. But in the back of my mind, I knew that tonight we had these couple hours, and that was just what I looked forward to. Um, and that's what this has become for us. It's become our we love that the viewers get in on it and they catch the groove and everything, catch the vibe too. But this is like, yeah, it's like a lot about just about us and us getting to sit down and talk Kiss as fans.
Mhm.
And I'm excited, dude. I'm so excited.
Well, and I thank you guys. I had so much fun on the double platinum one. I was like, if they're going into the solo records, I got to see if I can. I'm going to quote Ace again. See if I can get a ticket on that. And
Sure, Curly.
I think we're hitting our stride. I think we're hitting our stride, and I think I'm excited for what's to come because we've got the solo albums, we've got Dynasty, Unmasked, The Elder, Creatures, and then we start getting into the non-makeup stuff. I think
Mhm.
we're gonna have a fucking blast.
Yeah. Yep.
By the time we're through the albums, and then we have to decide what we're doing after that. I mean, we're
Dude,
still what, a year away?
I was kind of looking at
long
like
form
playing
videos.
out. What'd you say?
I said long form videos.
Long form
Yeah,
videos, yeah.
yeah,
We were
that's
looking
definitely.
yeah, that's definitely I was looking at like our schedule, like doing songs like albums like per month. We'll be hitting some of the non-makeup fun summer albums during next summer.
Mm.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it will line up with, Hot in the Shade during, July or whatever.
Yeah, I
Crazy
mean, we're
Nights.
almost a year in already, and
Hmm.
we're not even through the freaking 70s yet. It's crazy.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Well, until next time, and Ace Frehley, we'll see you next month with our blue Kool-Aid.
A
Mhm.
a big jug.
Bye.